There we go. So, okay.
Hey, look, our internet is so good.
The internet is beautiful. We are running fucking perfect frames right now, man.
Oh, man.
So good. So, before we're cutting over here, we got some people still talking.
Oh, shit.
We can still continue.
And the last thing we were talking about was FTL.
It was.
So that's quite a buffer.
Last I got was you talking about FTL. So if you want to talk any tips on the stream after you record, oh my god. So we were fucking that buffer.
That was like 3 hours. No,
okay, so I'll be on the phone with my internet provider tonight, finding out why my fucking shit's so horrid. So yeah. Okay. So let's continue on. Why don't we start with a topic now, since we are in the since we're in record only mode.
Absolutely.
You put some good shit on here this week. As always, Alex always puts the best stuff on here.
Will get you everywhere.
I just come to these things. I don't even participate anymore.
I'm just a cardboard cutout.
Yes.
I'm just 3 ducks in a trench coat.
Games you started but actively chose not to finish. This is a very good one. I'm trying to think of. I know there's quite a few that I've just stopped, and I think Dark Souls 2 is like at the top of that.
You think so?
I have started Dark Souls 2 like 3 times, and I always get to the same spot,
and it's just like, ugh.
And I'm like, I don't want to. Like I was telling a man, I was like, I don't want to commit to this right now.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to commit. And another one following up to that is The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3.
Oh yeah, you talked about that.
I have tried twice now to start, and I get past the first little area, and I'm like, I think it's commitment problems. I think I'm just hard with fucking commitment, apparently. I don't know why I'm getting married. Why am I getting married? I have horrible commitment problems. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I was making, and this actually came to mind when you were describing to me when Amanda was playing Ocarina of Time. She just kind of reached a point where she was just like, I think she was finding diminishing returns in her enjoyment. And it was like, and which at this point, as much of a Zelda fanboy as I am, it's totally reasonable.
Right.
Where it's like, I don't want you to suffer through a game just to say that you beat it.
Exactly.
And it sounded like it was not the kind of thing where she was like, I'll come back to it later. It sounded like she was kind of like, I think this is good. I've seen what I wanted to see, and that was good. And that's what I was thinking when I made the topic, was like games were like, because I'll have this where I'll start a game and I'll intend to come back to it and I'll forget to come back to it perfectly innocently, versus the games where I just think to myself, you know what, I think I'm good. I'm choosing not to play it again, barring something great, barring somebody telling me, oh, you quit right before it got good or something like that. It's like that's pretty much it.
Yep.
So yeah.
I think in that instance, a game that I actively chose to quit that was probably Final Fantasy X-2.
Oh yeah.
When I was fooled into thinking that was going to be a good
game. In all fairness, I've heard it's a good. Well, I don't know because I haven't played.
The combat is great.
Yeah, I've heard the gameplay is solid.
The gameplay is solid, but it's hard to fucking match just playing a game straight for gameplay when the story is complete shit. Yeah. They tore apart a fucking game that I loved. I thought Final Fantasy X was the fucking shit. I almost said 7. That's a sacred wrong.
7's alright too. It's okay.
7's okay.
Yeah, 7 out of 10.
But it was hard for me. Yeah. It was a hard time in my life.
Yeah, man. I think it was a hard time for a lot of people's lives, honestly. I mean, the rage was real when that game came out.
The rage was beyond real.
The salt was real, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Many fucking quarries of salt were poured. Yes.
I think they're still pretty well saturated with salt nowadays.
Yes.
The sodium levels are.
I'm impressed on how well Sony, or how much Sony is fucking putting into this next game.
Sony or Square?
Square.
Squeak.
I guess. Sony pretty much works with them exclusively.
I mean, yeah.
So, but Square. How much they're putting into this game? I mean, if you think about it, first off, they only provide demos to people on PlayStation. There's no demos for Xbox or anything like that. So they still have that exclusivity almost with PlayStation. In a lot of ways. But the amount of marketing they've done, they fucking have a car, body being made, like they have an anime. I'm like, man, they're fucking going balls to the wall. This game better be good. Yeah. And from what I've heard from the fucking demo, it is really enjoyable.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
I've heard it's very good, and I've heard the animations are awesome. It runs at fucking 60 frames a second, which is heaven to me. So
60 frames, yeah.
Eric was like, I don't remember what we were talking about the other day, but Eric was like, yeah, you can push this game. He was like, I'm running this game pretty on all high. And I'm like, oh man. It's like, that's crazy. I was like, I run this game on medium.
That's 58 frames per second, you fucking barbarian.
He was like, yeah, I was like, how much, are you getting 60 frames? He's like, no, I'm getting 50. And I was like...
And then Justin lit his computer on fire.
I was like, God.
In front of him.
I would never want to play 50 frames. It's noticeable to me now. Like, I've played so many games at 60 frames, like, it's noticeable when it's not 60 frames. Like, it's really fucked up.
Yeah, and I'm laughing, but I understand.
Even War Thunder. I refuse to fucking go to a point where it's not 60 frames. I do not do it.
No, I can totally understand that. It's totally understable. It's hilarious.
Let's see what people are saying in chat.
Yes, let's see.
Oh, it's the same things as before.
Shocking.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, that's perfectly reasonable, and yeah, on the topic of 15, I read somewhere that, I mean, it's not like Square Enix was like really hurting for money, but like it was to the point where they were like, we've got a lot of shit riding on this. What's like, I think to them they were like, all right, we've already spent so many millions upon quadrillions of dollars on this fucking game. Fuck it, let's just go balls to the wall with the Audi and with the anime series. Like, they were just like, let's go for broke, because if this tanks, then we're not gonna go bankrupt, but we're like financially in dire straits. So they were like, all right, let's just fucking YOLO this bitch, and they're YOLOing this bitch, and so far things are looking positive. Yep. So hope it works out for them.
I agree.
And it's only taken them how many years this game's been in development?
Yeah, like 5.
Yeah. Feels that way.
Well, I mean, they made an engine specifically for this.
They did. How long ago was 13? Because 14 obviously is the MMO, but 13 was...
13 was decent.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
It's too many it was very much a hallway grind.
Yeah,
I called it, because
linear.
It was very linear. Like, there was really no open world aspect to it, other than you can teleport back to certain locations and get certain items. And the crafting system was okay in that game. It wasn't as good as it could be.
Yeah.
And but the part that excelled at was it took the battle system from 12. And then just added it to 13, and then they kind of went forward with it a little bit from there, and it ended up being awesome. I think what 15 you're going to see is not a battle system like that, but you're going to see an open battle system, kind of like Kingdom Hearts has.
Yeah.
And then Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to use the same combat system.
Okay. Well, at least they'll be getting their money's worth on it. Hopefully getting their money's worth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to think of like. On the topic that on like, games they actually chose to not finish, there's a couple that come to mind. Probably the most recent one was, I hope I'm getting the title right. Abe's Odyssey, is that the one that I'm thinking?
Abe's
about?
Odyssey, the Odyssey series, right?
I don't know how else to describe it, but like I think because there's Abe's Odyssey and then Abe's something. I can't remember. I played the first one though, and it was like. It was like the OG version of the first one on like PC. They have it on Steam, or at least had it on Steam. I think they might have like a remastered version.
Yeah, they do.
And I haven't played the remastered version. Maybe I should, but I would put like probably about 8 hours into the first one, and like it wasn't that it was a bad game, but it was so trial and error. It was just like it was to the point where I was just kind of feeling myself not really digging it. I enjoy puzzle games, and I enjoy some trial and error to these types of things, but it was so far off that deep end. It was just like and it was the kind of thing where I was really pushing myself to try and like collect all the prisoners, like free all the prisoners and find all the and at one point I went down this very elaborate path in what I was hoping was going to lead to like some sort of secret area, and it instead opened up into a brand new area that I probably wasn't supposed to be at anyway. I probably wasn't supposed to get there that soon. And I was like, okay, well, I have 2 options. I can try to find my way back, or I could just play a game that I'm enjoying, because this one's just. I was like, and I feel kind of bad because I know it's a classic, and
I've never been able to get into the Abe games, the Odyssey games. I've never been able to get to them. I never understood them. Like, I was just like, this isn't. It was never a game that I wanted to play.
I'm kind of like in that mindset too. I don't know. Part of me does think maybe I should go back and give it a shot, or maybe I should pick up the remastered. Something or another, but at the same time, I don't know. I would, however, like to play. What is it? Like Stranger's Wrath. I think the one that was more of like a third-person action game. Person. It actually has some first-person stuff to it. That game looks pretty cool. Obviously, at that point, I'm short-circuiting the whole like fun adventure games and going right for the action-y games, and I feel kind of guilty about that. But I don't know. I do feel like maybe I should give it another chance in some degree. Maybe just skip right to the second game. Maybe the first game is just rough around the edges. Wouldn't be the first time that's happened. So, I don't know. That's like the most prevalent case that I can think of.
Okay.
And like I said, I still feel kind of bad about it because, like, I know it's a classic. People say it's a classic, and I believe them. I know it's really good. Maybe I should, stop my bitching.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. Oops. Apologies to any Odyssey fans out there. Abe's Odyssey fans.
I'm sure there's not many.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Abe's Odyssey is a weird game because I didn't think there was a following for it.
Yeah.
And then when I heard that they were remastering it, I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, people were clamoring for it, clearly. Right. I mean, they haven't made a game in the series, I guess, since Stranger's Wrath. I hope that's the right name. I hope I'm not fucking that part up, too. But, yeah, that was, like, I want to say original. It was late original Xbox, I think, that era.
Okay.
I think that's where it came out on.
Gotcha.
Oh, well. What can you do? Can't please them all.
You cannot. Alex.
Me.
What do you think the coolest video game weapon is?
Oh, shit. I'm so happy that, like... I'm so happy that there were, like, discussions on this topic that led to me to put this on.
Yes.
Because, like usual, I didn't come up with this topic on my own.
No, I never come up with it.
I borrowed it,
myself.
/ stole it. There's just a lot of just motherfucking cool weapons. Some that are more useful than others, but just cool-ass weapons in the Painkiller games. That game is...
I have never played any of those.
Oh, man. They are... it's like the best, weirdest parts of Quake.
Okay.
Like OG Quake. And with, like, fancy graphics and weapons that are just... They're... In some ways, they're form over function. They're just bonkers. Okay. You have one gun that shoots... that has two firing modes.
Okay.
Primary firing mode shoots slow-moving shurikens. The
Beautiful.
Alternate firing mode fires fucking, like, Emperor Palpatine lightning out of it. It's just like short range, and it's so satisfying.
This gun made by Raiden himself?
I wish. It's so good. And like you have another one that's probably the most like egregious example is a rocket launcher. Well, minigun that's alternate fire as a rocket launcher because that's necessary.
Okay.
Oh man, you have the actual Painkiller itself, which is a melee weapon. Except when it's not a melee weapon, its primary fire is like this like spinning blade chainsaw thing that latches onto your arm, which is cool as fuck. And then the secondary fire launches it kind of like a grappling hook. In that I guess that's kind of disingenuous. It's not so much a grappling hook, but like it launches and it sticks to a surface, and the tether that ties to it is like a laser, so you can like shoot across the room and just like play motherfucking like jump rope with enemies and just slice them in half. Oh,
beautiful.
It's so good. So that game is just nothing but cool ass weapons with like really generic level design and badass enemies that are fun as fuck to kill. It's such a mindless goddamn series, but it's so satisfying. God, the fucking there's a word for it. I guess the steak gun, not STEAK.
Like
delicious,
like an actual,
but like good God, like the wooden stakes.
Yes,
and like you can impale enemies into walls. You can impale them into each other.
Yes,
reminds
so
me
of the
good.
Fear franchise.
So good.
The first Fear game had a nail gun. You can nail people to.
Oh yeah, there's a nail gun in Quake. So you see it all comes back.
Beautiful.
Comes back. But yeah, that game is like just the archetypical example of just badass guns that are just metal as fuck. So good. So cool.
I will go on with saying like a type of shooter type of game. I would think that Perfect Dark is my example of a game that has amazing fucking weapons.
It really does. Laptop gun?
Almost every gun had an alternate fire.
Yeah.
So the laptop gun, obviously the alternate fire was to place it out on a fucking surface. And it just had its ammo clip and it dispensed it when it saw somebody.
Yeah.
And then there was the Farsight, which could look through walls. And its secondary fire was to automatically track people.
So fucking trolly.
And that was the most overpowered gun ever in fucking existence.
God damn, that gun, I'm sure, has ended so many friendships.
Oh yeah, we banned it each time we played. It was
you have to.
It was like, okay, no Farsight at all. Because I mean, you could just stand in a room, you'd close the door on yourself, and then you would just stand in there.
Crouch. You gotta crouch.
Yeah, you would crouch. And then, I still remember the targeting rate because it was like...
Yep.
And then you would just find somebody and then just move with them. And it was like, okay, game over.
It did 90% of the work for you, and it was still sometimes hard to hit people, but... God damn
I'm
it.
trying to think of like the grinding gun.
The Reaper.
The Reaper, yes. So
it's so inaccurate. It's so fucking awful.
oh yeah, it's fucking terrible.
Oh god, it's so good.
That game was extremely fun.
It was.
Perfect Dark was a very good game.
Yes. Man, yeah, there's so many really good guns. The motherfucking Slayer with the rocket, I suppose. You could control in the secondary fire. You could slow it down, speed it up. Oh my god!
I forgot they had a remote control fucking fly-by-wire fucking.
So
oh
cool.
my god!
So cool. The Devastator with like the.
I will have to look up all these fucking weapons
man.
now.
Yeah, I'm just like my mind is like swimming with like, oh, remember that the Phoenix with the explosive bullets.
I'm just gonna take a little tab over here real quick, and we're gonna reminisce. Hold on.
Yes. And you could unlock. Oh, it looks like your cursor is stuck. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
And you could unlock the GoldenEye weapons, so the Cougar Magnum or the Golden Gun and RCP 90s. I mean, you could go back, but the RCP 120 let you go invisible. It devoured bullets, but it let you go invisible. For some reason, somehow. Here's a submachine gun that makes you invisible because video game.
All right, so we had the
the Super Dragon is cool. Got the grenade launcher.
Yes, the Super Dragon.
The regular one turned into a mine, like a proximity mine. You threw it.
What was the Cyclone? I don't remember what that one did.
It was a submachine gun. That was fairly standard. The alternate fire.
Oh, and then
expended
the magazine.
an entire magazine.
The entire magazine. Okay.
For which isn't very economical, but very satisfying.
There's the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Single shot explosive shells.
So good, dude. Like they had a much slower firing rate, but who the fuck cares?
Right.
When you've got a motherfucking explosive laser pistol.
There's the Slayer, Mauler, and Reaper.
Yeah.
So Slayer, this is Slayer. Slayer, the rocket launcher, and then the fly-by-wire.
Delicious.
What the fuck? I forgot about the Mauler.
The Mauler, the charge-up shot is where it's at.
That's right.
Freaking one-shot just about anything, including the Skedar?
Yes.
Is that what they're called? Yeah.
And the fucking Reaper.
God, that thing is a beast. And God help you if someone closes the distance. Because not only do you have the bullets coming at you, but the grinding thing functioned as a melee weapon.
Yes, it did. Absolutely beautiful.
Man.
Let's look at some Datadyne weapons here.
Yes.
The Devastator.
The Avenger was just cool as fuck.
What did the Avenger do? What was it? Threat detector.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was okay. Having the threat detector on was nice, but it slowed the firing rate down to a pretty noticeable crawl. But and it has a clip size of like 20 bullets, so it's like it's not really all that cool of a gun, but the sound it makes is really satisfying. It did a lot of damage, so it's just fun to use. Oh man!
And they had the
GoldenEye weapons.
They had the GoldenEye weapons.
Yeah, right. RCP 90 is where my heart and soul shall forever remain.
It's the RCP 45
in this one. They had to change the names.
Right.
I don't know if they had to, but they chose to change the names.
It has no alternate mode.
Yeah, I don't think the GoldenEye weapons had alternate mode.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't think they did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that game was full of good ones. I feel like we'd be doing ourselves and the universe a disservice were we not to also bring up the gravity gun, just in general from Half-Life.
Oh yeah, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Not from Perfect Dark.
It's probably because they haven't released a third game, so it's like falling out of my memory,
Yeah. Remember when Valve made games?
Fuck, stop. Yes.
Those are good times. Those are good times. Those simpler time. Really.
I love the gravity gun when it becomes overcharged.
Yeah.
That is the best part of that fucking game. I'm just going to grab this guy real quick, and he's gone.
Fling him across the world.
When it became overcharged, I was like, this game got a whole lot fucking better. Now, did your gun stay overcharged throughout the entire episode 1 and 2?
Wears off.
It wears off.
Yep.
That's what they did.
Because
it's
a game
so
with that full
OP.
time, it would be. You would become gamer.
Because I think you start episode 1 leaving the place, right?
Yeah,
and your gun is still overcharged technically, right? Or is it back to normal?
I think it's back to normal, but it becomes overcharged fairly early on.
That's right.
I think that was how they did it. God, that gun. The whole fucking game, but yeah, that gun, normal mode and overcharge mode, so innovative, and
we should add the mod where we can get the overcharged ones in multiplayer.
Yes, dude, I would love the shit out of some Half-Life 2 multiplayer, almost as much as I love the shit out of Half-Life 1 multiplayer with Sven co-op.
Yes,
because it is wonderful, and there's nothing like seeing a game made in the '90s, or I guess maybe early aughts. Was it early aughts or late '90s? I can't remember which if it fell
it was
in
early
probably
2000.
Yeah, that would make sense. But yeah, nothing seeing a game made in the early aughts being brought to its knees by like 32 people trying to fit into an elevator.
Yes.
It's supposed to seat one. Oh, it's so good. I love Sven Co-op so much. It's so ridiculous. Would love to see that at a land at some point.
Have you ever played Blue Shift?
Yes, I played.
Did you enjoy Blue Shift?
I enjoyed it, but I knew going in that it wasn't going to be. It's no opposing force.
No.
But it was. I thought it was still pretty good. It did some things pretty good.
Was it made by Valve? Was Blue Shift made by Valve, or was it a?
I think that. Oh well, I know that opposing force was Gearbox.
Yes.
I can't remember if Blue Force was as well. I don't think it was Valve. I don't think it was Sierra either, though. I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Okay.
But if I had to guess, I guess I would go with Gearbox.
Okay.
If I were a betting man.
Good old Gearbox.
Yeah. They did good work with opposing force.
Yes.
I almost like that more than the
Gearbox. Now they make they're the ones that make Borderlands,
Yep.
right? They just came out with Battleborn, which has very mediocre reviews.
Oh really? That's
yes. Well, they came out with the beta for Battleborn, and then pretty much everyone was asking, "Why the fuck did you make this?"
I wish I was playing Overwatch. It's probably the
that is everyone. Everyone who got into the. By the way, they did this, so they were saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have an open beta, or we're gonna have a beta on Thursday. It's gonna start Thursday, and it's gonna last through Sunday."
Yeah.
And then Blizzard was like, "By the way, guys, open beta, stress test weekend, Friday and Saturday."
That's
adorable. They fucking shit on their parade.
Yeah,
is what happens.
Yeah, I believe it.
Overwatch was so fucking
nice.
Good. God, I want to play more.
I wish I were playing it right now.
I do. It was funny. I'll show you the clip of one of we were playing because I was recording it.
Yeah.
Whenever we were getting booted from the server, so they were doing maintenance at 11 p.m. Right? It was on Saturday night.
Yeah.
We were all playing 11 hits. None of us get booted yet.
Oh.
Right? And we're like, maybe they extended it. No. One person gets dropped. We start seeing people drop out of the game.
Like flies. Yep.
We made it a game and a half.
And
then
awesome.
Kyle got dipped out, and then Eric got dipped out, and then finally I got booted.
Yeah.
But it lasted a bit.
That's awesome.
It was extremely fun.
That's awesome.
Any more ideas for weapons?
Those are the two big ones that I always think of. Is I think all the weapons in Painkiller, and then the gravity gun. I mean, there's other cool guns in Half-Life.
Well, yeah.
But
I'm thinking ones that just stand out completely.
Yeah, ones that are really unique or just weird.
Yes.
What game was it that I think Postal 2 had the silencer?
The cat.
Was a cat
yes.
that you stuck. Rated.
What an amazing game.
Well, I've never actually played it. I've never played either of the Postal games.
I have not either.
Based on what I've seen and heard, I wouldn't quite call them amazing.
Well, it's not amazing by any means, no.
But
the ideas,
memorable.
Yes, memorable. That's a better word. Yes, that is a much better word. Memorable.
Yeah, and I can. Yeah, there's one other game as well that had some sort of. I can think of the game. I can't remember what the title of it was. But, it had a couple of other just kind of bonkers weapons. There's one where, it was like a corkscrew that you would plug into the ground.
Oh, what the
and
fuck
you would
game
screw
was
it,
that? Yeah, and
it would flip the world upside down and kill the enemies on the screen.
What the fuck game was that?
I can't think what game. It was, for the PlayStation 2. I think it's on the PC. In fact, I think I picked it up on Steam.
I thought it was the first Borderlands for some odd reason, but I know it's not. What the fuck was that? I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it had just a bunch of bonkers, weird characters, and just kind of goofy. I heard the game itself was pretty good, but kind of gets repetitive towards the end. Kind of gets repetitive towards the end, but yeah, it just had cool fucking weapons, and I can't for the life of me fucking remember that. I'm sure I would know it if I saw it.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's some good ones. I mean, there's some pretty cool ideas.
I can't wait for more ideas. I can't wait for more people to come out with better shit.
Yeah, no pressure.
If you want to know cool weapons, Overwatch.
Oh,
some very cool
shit.
weapons.
I believe it. I totally believe it.
Let's go with GameStop launches Game Trust.
Oh,
publishing
yes.
side gig. I've heard a little bit about this. Kind of wanted to see what you know about it.
Yeah, I probably know as much. Honestly,
there's I believe 3 companies that got signed on with them.
Yeah. Frozen Byte was one of them.
Oddly, it's a very good move for GameStop because it keeps GameStop alive.
Which, I mean, physical game sales, kind of meh right now. Not bad, but.
But it also kind of keeps up, I guess, competition, so to say. Some guy was saying basically it keeps competition because you're instead of these studios saying going defunct or whatnot, they're still creating games for GameStop.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, and I know that Frozen Byte, which is one of those 3 companies that signed on for it, I mean, they put out Trine 3, and they spent a lot of money on it, and they spent all of the money on Trine 3. Well, all of the money they'd set aside for Trine 3 was spent, and they're not getting any of that back.
No.
So, it wouldn't surprise me.
Did they ever speak out about why Trine 3 was so ungodly?
Oh, yeah. There was an AMA about it, Reddit AMA about it, and it's pretty much exactly what you'd expect. They were like, hey, let's try 3D. Oh man, we have no idea what well, it's not so much that they had no idea what they were doing, but they bit off far more than they could chew. Or rather, or what's the proper metaphor? Their jaw wasn't big enough. They didn't have enough money.
Because 1 and 2 were so great.
They were.
They were very good games.
They were.
And very good puzzle games at that.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. And 3 they just tried too much with...
Yeah.
I mean, it probably would have been reasonable if they had allocated more money for it, but yeah, there was just no way. And realizing how deep that they had gone into it and how much money it would take to salvage it, they were like, we gotta cut our losses and just release it as is.
Okay.
And I think a lot of it, well, based on what I can recollect, at least from the AMA, because I read most of it, and it was pretty enlightening, and it made me respect the developers for what they went through, and the publisher too. I mean, it's a tough call. That's a situation no game company wants to find themselves in, and it's a situation I would wager most companies have found themselves in at some degree.
Yes.
And shit like that makes me like every once in a while think to myself, oh, wouldn't it be cool if you made games, Alex? And then I see stuff like that. It's like, no, I'm just gonna be comfortable working 40 to 45 hours a week and having time to breathe and sleep and see my family and
Who needs
and
that?
eat.
Who needs that?
Yeah. My heart goes out to game developers because they've got a shit deal.
Oh yeah,
and they do it because they love it. I hope they love it.
I hope so too.
Don't know why else you would.
Game developer is such an odd.
They don't make a lot of money.
It's such an odd job because, you're not necessarily going to be with that company for very long.
Yeah, because they'll probably let you go once the project ends.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I feel for developers for that. Like there's only a certain few companies that keep their developers for another development cycle. And
it sucks.
It sucks to try to be like, oh well, I guess I'll move on to whatever other company wants to hire me.
Hope I can get another job.
Hope I can.
It's not like this economy is great or anything.
Right.
So yeah,
business
is
booming.
Yeah. But they do it, and they make wonderful things that we get to enjoy. So I mean, keep on doing what you're doing, game developers.
I'm very happy for what you guys are doing. So.
I admire you, but I do not envy you.
No, that is a fact.
That's a tough gig. But yeah, with the game stuff, I didn't really have a whole lot, honestly, that I had to offer. I
just kind of wanted to see what you knew about it. And
it's an interesting choice, and I think you're right. I think it's one that makes sense for them. I did find their response, or rather, like their announcement for it was interesting. Where like the first time they had like gone in with publishing a game, or like I guess. Publishing a game is kind of a disingenuous statement, but like contributing to the publishing of a game was like, I guess back in February, and they were like, but we're not publishers, and everyone else was like, oh, okay, I see what you're getting at. Then they announced this thing with Game Trust, and they're like, but we're not publishers, and everyone's like, okay, come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
you are.
You can't have that cake and eat it too. You have to.
Yes.
Let's just be forward about these things.
Right.
It's not and I saw there was like some really like PR corporate statement that was like, it's not about publishing. It's about utilizing and trying to bring forward new gaming experiences to an audience that it's like, guys, come on. You're sounding like a publisher just by the bullshit PR talk. Just
drop that shit.
It's not a bad. It's okay. It's not a bad thing. It's not
right.
like we understand. You're among friends. This is a safe space. So I don't know. It's just a little weird, but I guess I understand. Because people like to shit on publishers. We do it all.
Every time,
all the darn time. For mostly in jest.
Konami a publisher?
I just get up and walk out and murder everyone I see.
That video was excellent, by the way.
Yeah, motherfucking stops skeletons from fighting. Really excellent production.
That was
I'm
really
a fan.
Very good, informative video.
One of the few.
I'm glad that I knew everything that was going on already. So
yeah.
I'm glad that I kept up with the whole...
it was just a summary.
But I'm glad the summary kind of reiterated everything that we had already been over, and I was like, oh, fuck that.
If you ever need if you ever need rekindling of your hatred for Konami. But one thing I did appreciate about that video, and I guess we could include a link in the description.
Yeah.
Or even, since this is on YouTube, add video annotation.
Yes.
But one of the things I did appreciate was that it really showed, like, hey, Metal Gear Solid sold a lot of million copies. That's awesome. This free-to-play smartphone game garnered, like, 10 times as much money.
Yes.
In, like, half the time.
They did, yeah.
So, on the one hand, fuck Konami, but on the other hand, can you really blame them? Because, goddamn, that's astounding.
It is, but I don't think they shouldn't have just started focusing. You know, there's certain developers that want to work on certain projects.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid takes a fucking army of people to make, right?
Yeah.
Fully understandable. A mobile game takes like 10 people in a room.
Yeah. Yeah. And it garners so much money.
Yes.
So, I mean, I agree, but like, the thing I keep thinking of is like, man, I'm kind of surprised they didn't do this sooner.
This is true. True.
Like,
there probably were, and honestly, I think they were worried about Fallout, and they just didn't give a fucking.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like financially they're hurting right now. So
they're not.
I mean, nothing.
They're actually getting ready to have
much...
they're getting ready to have the biggest year of their career, or their what is it? Their lifetime lifespan.
I bet Konami's like, man, we should have stopped making games years ago.
Right.
What the fuck are we doing with ourselves?
It's funny that he went over a pretty good thing that basically Metal Gear Solid was draining them of money for the production. Yeah. Which I believe. I mean, it had a lot of shit. It was the most expensive game ever made. Well, I take that back. Grand Theft Auto fucking 5 was the most expensive game ever
believe
made.
it. I totally believe it. But yeah, it none of it was surprising to me, but it was interesting seeing it all in that perspective, especially now that we've had a couple months to digest it and let that hatred simmer for a while. But yeah, I just keep thinking to myself, you know, like it's just this dual reaction. The gamer, like the person who appreciates games as art forms says fuck Konami, but the person who like understands that video games are a business and they're not there to make you happy. They're not there to make art. They're there to sell copies of games and more importantly satisfy their shareholders. It's like that part of me is less angry at Konami because I'm just like this sucks, but I don't really blame you, and I wish I could.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's a perfect example of like the truth resists simplicity. Sometimes it's not always that simple. But fuck Konami. I mean, at the end of the day,
Konami.
Like that part. Our banner.
Yes.
Our fuck Konami banner.
Yep. I wish I had that. I wish I could just click it on. It was like a flapping, like a flag that's like flapping. It's like fuck Konami.
Oh Jesus!
I need to make this GIF. I'm just going to do one more thing before we finish off and polish off today. I'm just going to go over, just quickly, what's going on with the whole WoW shit.
Yeah! How it do?
So...
all good news, right?
No. Well, Blizzard hasn't really said... They haven't said anything yet. But old developers are coming out of the woodwork supporting...
old
servers.
Oh!
So... And now almost every top WoW streamer has supported the fact that they want old content back, and the fact that the newer expansions are becoming shittier and shittier, and they would like them to stop making garbage products, which I'm fully on board with. You know, like the games now are kind of super meh, like super not that great. It's nothing like the first 3 were.
Right.
And I think that's partially because they got rid of. Well, they didn't get rid of. They moved the entire fucking Warcraft development and leads over to Titan, which then became Overwatch.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that the petition, even though the petition probably will not do anything, but the petition last week was at about 90,000 signatures whenever we talked.
Get up there.
And this week it is at 187,000.
Hey!
So
double it.
Double.
Love it.
So it's been good.
That is good.
It's been good progress, yeah. And pretty much all the streamers came out and voiced their opinions on what's going on with the game, why they like it or why they don't.
Yep.
And it's been a very good week, and I hope that I know the developers see it. First off, I know that they do because it's been on the Facebook sidebar for almost a week now.
Yeah, it has.
So I know the developers have seen it. I know there's enough conversation about it. I know that the heads have seen it. That's a definite. So we're just waiting for an official statement, which probably won't ever come. So it's very sad.
It was a whole time burp.
But other than that, we're just waiting on answers. Waiting on
Hopefully something, man.
them to at least acknowledge it. You know, at least be like, oh, okay, we understand people want this, but we can't do it now. Okay, give me an answer or something.
Do you think Blizzard probably will notice us?
I won't.
That's how you make Justin grimace.
Blizzard made me so mad with the closing of that server just because it was out of straight up greed.
Yeah.
So, I think that's what makes me so upset is that people put their time and effort in it.
Yep.
To make something come back to life, something that they loved.
Yeah.
And then Blizzard was like, no, can you please play the real game?
Yeah, you can't have nice things.
Yeah, it's really shitty of Blizzard to do that. So.
That's a nice parade you're having. Be a shame if someone were to piss on it.
Right. That ain't no fucking shit. They fucking took the biggest piss of their life.
They'd been saving it up.
Yes.
Yeah, they were very bloated.
Oh, extremely. Like 3 years.
Probably an infection.
Yes.
Get that checked out. It's not healthy.
But that's all I got this week. I figure we'll save some topics for next week. And
yes. We've only got a couple topics.
We've only got a few topics. Yes.
Probably 32. Since
32 probably.
Today, I think, yeah.
But yeah, so it's been a jolly old ride. By the way, we're definitely over a year.
Yes, we are.
We're definitely past.
Shit, we probably. Damn it! Yeah,
I think that was last week.
It might have been.
I don't even know. But happy year to us.
Yes, we're 1 year old, dude.
1 year old,
dude. I can't wait to approach the terrible twos. We can start walking.
We can. My monitor will pick up itself and start walking. It will become sentient.
Fucking terrifying.
Yes.
Have to put our channel through kindergarten soon or preschool. Shit, man. Channel parenthood is tough.
Yes, but it's been a good year.
Yes,
I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the stream. I've been enjoying what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's always fun every week.
Yes, enjoying the chat feedback, especially today.
Chat feedback has been just absolutely on point. I mean, just absolutely
so good.
It was weird when you lifted up your hand just now. My camera made the whole thing change colors. That was
oh shit! I'm a fucking Jedi.
You see it.
Oh shit, dude! I hope that shows up on the recorded video.
I do too. That is beautiful.
Oh, no,
you have to do one hand.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Oh!
Hold on.
I know how to do it. No.
It's crazy.
See, it keeps doing it right before. All right, fuck. If we don't it now, this is going off the fucking rails.
Oh shit! All right, just one more time. Alex. It didn't do it. Okay.
So close.
Well, anyways, I will leave nobody with music except for ourselves, and I'm gonna go ahead and give us something. We're gonna do a Great Chasm because it's also equally one of my favorites from this album. I've listened to them all. I'm going back through and actually listening to them while reading the name of the tracks now.
Yeah.
Because the first time it just played.
Yeah.
It just nonstop. But yeah, so I'll leave you guys with the Great Chasm from DJ Cutman. Goodbye. I had to find the end button.
Finally awake, are you? You've been out a full week. You were found unconscious in the ravine near Narende. I take it that was your home? Narende? I must ask you to stay calm. Your village is gone. A great chasm opened in the earth and all of Narende was swallowed up in darkness.